Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Taurus in March 2021. What's going on, Taurus? How are you guys doing? I hope you are doing well. All right, Taurus, wherever you are in the world, be safe, be happy, be healthy. I'm wishing that for you and everybody that you know and love. Take care of yourselves, make sure you're doing all the protocols, because, pandemic is still a thing. But in general, guys, I hope that you also are able to extend that care and that kindness to other people besides those that you know and love. When and where you can, extend it to a stranger, maybe even someone you don't really care for, just to put that good juju out into the universe. We could use it. Use it. Okay. No general announcements for March, so let's just go ahead and get into it. Okay. So Taurus, anything you want from me, it's in the description box already. You want the timestamp, it's down there. Information on how to purchase a personal reading with me is down there as well. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, there's a link for it below. I am making a vow to start using it again in March. So hold me accountable, friends. Just, follow me on there and be like, hey, Jay, you said you would do more things on Instagram in March, okay? And I will definitely stick to it, okay? Anyway, guys, so this is the first part of your reading. We're going to start and see what the baseline of the reading is. We're going to build upon it later with the rest of the deck. And instead of doing an outcome this month, I'm going to use an oracle deck to kind of give us some more guidance for you all, okay? So let's just go ahead and get started with the baseline of what we see here before us. We have the Strength card, Major Arcana for Leo. You could be dealing with a Leo, but you don't have to be. You get the Seven of Wands in the side position. I was waiting to see if they wanted me to turn it either way. They said no, so that's what that is. And then the Nine of Wands as well. And basically, Taurus, for you or someone else you're dealing with, it is a general. It can go vice versa. Any sign I mentioned besides your own, take it with a grain of salt and all that good stuff. But what I'm seeing here is somebody who struggles to... Well, here's the thing. I think someone's struggling between sticking it out or walking away. Sticking it out or acting in their own best interest. Sticking it out or just making some type of bold move. There's something about, in some of your cases, it feels like a loyalty thing, but for some of you, it's just about caution, an abundance of caution, and being so concerned about the unknown, or worried about the unknown. The Nine of Wands is a definite known space. We know it. It's familiar to us. We've been doing it for a while. This could be your job. This could be any relationships that you're in, friend, family, or otherwise. This could be a certain particular behavioral pattern of yours, or certain actions or endeavors that you're involved in. Certain, not so good for you behaviors or activities that you've been involved in. Regardless, you're very well versed in it. And I'm addressing this as you, but again, it can go vice versa. So we're used to it. It doesn't bother us to a certain extent. In some cases, we think this is the best we could get, or that the possible strife, because that's also there with the Nine of Wands, is like it's not necessarily the easiest thing to deal with or the easiest relationship to deal with. Traditionally, the Nine of Wands is known as the Wounded Warrior card. So for some of you, the situations that you've been in or the relationships that you've been in have come with, some bumps and bruises. Hopefully not literally, but in some of your cases they have. You've endured a job or a connection with another person or a connection with people that has really physically harmed you or caused your health to be a little not so good, right? And if it's a job, if it's a relationship, often we can become conditioned into thinking, well, this is the best I can get, or, well, this is par for the course, so why am I even bothered? Because, last week I pulled my back out because my job is so physical, or last week, this person, knocked me upside my head, and, they've been doing that for the past 15 years. And it's just becoming normal. It's become normalized. So that, I think, is what's happening here. Someone is normalized in a situation, and they are unsure of whether or not they've had enough. Now, Strength is here. And so the answer is, you're fucking right, you've had enough. But how to connect these two things, how to bring this to handle that, how to bring the Strength energy to handle your Nine of Wands situation, mindset, state of being, whatever, is the hick here, is the hitch. excuse me, not the hick, the hitch here, right? So 7 of Wands in the center. I feel some of you, this is very strong, and I don't throw these terms around lightly, but someone here, you're being gaslit, right? Some of you are involved in a situation with a narcissist and they gaslight you because you don't know how, or you don't know when, or you feel guilty about defending yourself, standing up for yourself, standing your ground, okay? You feel odd when someone calls you out. And again, it's a gaslighting thing because I feel many of you, you're being blamed for your own circumstances. And it's coming from the person who's, in your mind, from your perspective and from most other people's perspective, is helping to create that circumstance for you. So again, if this is a work situation and you're calling out because of work, or you're asking for time off so that you can, heal up or whatever it is, or you're asking for more compensation because, the job you have is very risky and you're looking for that, what do you call that? That hazardous pay, right? This is your boss going, well, if you don't like the work, you can always leave. And they might be as calm as that. A narcissist and someone who's gaslighting doesn't have to be ranting and raving. They could be just as calm as that. Oh, well, if you're thinking, Taurus, this isn't like the job for you, that's, I understand if you need to walk away. It's like, what? That's not even what I said. I need time off, or I need to be properly compensated, or for God's sakes, give me some PPE if I'm going to be doing this because we are in a pandemic, whatever. And someone's just like, if it's just too hard, I can understand if you need to walk away. Are you serious? Like, are you firing me? Nobody's firing you. No. But if you need to walk away, it's okay. I won't be upset. And it's like this weird, mind fuck that gets you to say, well, I guess it's not that bad what I'm dealing with. Crapola is what this person is all about. And that's not in everyone's case, this idea of being gaslit or dealing with a narcissist. That's for a handful of you at best. So with the strength energy though, I do feel that you in yourself, or there's someone around you, or there's an environment, a social circle around you that's kind of got you fired up. It's like, you know what? I'm Taurus, not just based on your zodiac sign. I'm putting Taurus in place of whatever your name is. So I'm Taurus Jim, or I'm Taurus Sheila, I'm Taurus Javier, or whatever your name is. I do deserve better. I am strong enough, or I am capable enough, or I am smart enough, whatever. All these affirmations coming through out of this strength energy that says, you know what? This is garbage. I've put up with a lot of stuff. I've been loyal. I've been dedicated, and I've been possibly literally in some of your cases, I've been scrubbing a lot of toilets. I've been, kissing a lot of frogs. I've been doing, the dirty work for a long time here and not getting the credit, not being compensated, not being treated well, being faced with, in some of your cases, just straight up abuse to my physical body, my emotional body, my mental body, and people just, if it's not people, one person is just taking me for granted, and I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this. I have higher standards. Now, the trick is with the strength card in this particular deck, what is it? It's a box of scrubbing pads. Now, I haven't used these in years, but when I used to grow up with my grandma, oh, she's, hi Nana. Anyway, when I used to grow up with my grandmother, there was a box of these underneath the sink, the Brillo pads, and all that kind of stuff. And you only pulled those, you didn't pull those out to clean a cereal bowl or, a plate. You pull them out because, there's a very tough situation in a frying pan that, a sponge is just not going to be able to take care of, right? So this strength energy shows up to tell you, to signal to you, it's not a walk in the park. To fix this, to leave this, to change this, to be recognized in the situation the way you want to be recognized, whatever your goal is, it's going to require some scrub-a-dub-dub. It's going to require a lot of elbow grease. It's going to require, in some of your cases, just a few of your cases, a significant sacrifice. A significant sacrifice. That's just for a few of you. I don't know what that means. They don't want me to even go into it, but for some of you, they're highlighting this in my head. Significant sacrifice for some of you. But for the overall, for most of you is, it's going to require hard work. It's going to require you to, in some of your cases, face your fears. You're afraid, I'm not trying to call you out or say that you're, a wuss or something like that, but there's something here where you're afraid of what, I said this in the beginning, you're afraid of what your life is like without this. Because this is all you know. You've been working at this job for like the past 25 years. What else is there out there? What else is out there for me? Maybe you have a very specific skill set. Maybe you work in an industry that's highly, it's about certifications and all this other kind of stuff. And maybe you, in your mind, your skills are not transferable, or the job market isn't really looking too hot. So it's like, how could I leave something when the prospects are unknown to me? It's Taurus, you like a foundation. Earth sign, fixed. You love a foundation, baby. I understand. But at the same time, I'm weary of putting up with a bunch of shit that harms you, that hurts you, that doesn't nurture you or make you feel good about yourself, doesn't make you feel worthy, doesn't make you feel loved, doesn't make you feel ingratiated and welcomed. And for those of you where you're facing it, is straight up fucking abusive. So you do with that what you will. Let's get further information for you guys in the situation. But anyway, I really feel you have this impetus in you. You have this inclination in you to want to change it, to want to get out of it, to want to stand up for yourself and be acknowledged and be heard and do whatever. But you're blocked in some type of way. You're blocked in some type of way. What's on that? A toilet. What happens with toilets sometimes? They get blocked. I'm not trying to say your life is poopy. I'm not trying to say your life is in the crapper. But, the analogy is here, both visually and in the words that I'm choosing. You are blocked. This situation, this relationship, this job, this mindset, this conditioning, whatever it is, blocks you. You have the strength to unblock it. You do. Roll up your sleeves, grab a plunger and some nose plugs, and go to work. But again, significant sacrifice. Whatever that is, however that hits your ear, whatever you think that could be, explore that. Whatever significant circumstance or sacrifice could mean to you, think about it. All right? Let's see what else is happening here for Taurus. Please show me. Excuse me. Further information in this situation for Taurus. What else is going on for them? Together like this. Thank you. Page of Wands, Page of Cups. Well, there you go. All right, and one more, please. All right, easy enough. Oh, and the bottom of the deck. We're going to do the bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck is Page of Swords. Okay. Okay. Listen, Taurus, for some of you, it's a family situation. The family you were born into or the family that you created outside of your bloodline, okay? But lots of children here with the pages. Now, doesn't mean it's your children, doesn't mean you have little ones in the house right now. Child and the idea of young energy is quite relative. But I do see dependent people who don't necessarily have a way to do it all on their own. So Page of Wands, Page of Cups, and your overall, but we'll talk about them later, is the Page of Swords. And then the King of Wands coming out as well. So Page of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius could be dealing with one. And then the Page of Cups, water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces could be dealing with one. And King of Wands, fire sign again. Again, take it all with a grain of salt. So for some of you, on its face, you're in a situation, domestically speaking, where your partner, male or female, fire sign or not, is a lump on a log. Is somebody who isn't an active participant, or the way in which they're participating is only at their own convenience. Like, in many ways, we can see this King of Wands as an industrious character, and they very well could be. Maybe that's, it could be the opposite. It's like the same coin, but opposite sides of the same coin. Meaning, so in some of your cases, you're dealing with a partner, spouse, roommate, blood relative that you share property with, share a business with, whatever, and they're lazy. Again, they only work, or the ways in which they work are to their own convenience. Because what do we see? We see this King of Wands, and he's got a wonderful invention there that does like 5 jobs in one, but he's also kicked back on a easy boy, on a lazy boy or whatever, right? So it's like he's not very active, even though he's created or is wielding this tool that requires some type of action. So in some of your cases, you have somebody who has so much potential, but they're unfulfilled or untapped. Or this is how you feel about yourself, or this could be you in this situation, Taurus. And the other side of the coin is you might have someone who is doing too much. They are too involved in their work. They are too, in some cases, like a helicopter parent, they're too busybodied. They don't know how to relax. They don't know how to unwind. They don't know how to unplug from work or other obligations and things in their life. So again, same coin, as in, I'm talking about a personality type of someone in your life, but some of you, this person does too much. In other cases, you can't get them to do a damn thing. Okay. And regardless, I feel for you, Taurus, you admire this person or you respect them or something in those lines where you don't want to cross them. And if this is the person who's gaslighting you, they don't want you to cross them either. They want you keen. They want you giving them deference, giving them passes. They don't want you to suspect them or question them or become too high and mighty. So you're in this 9 of Wands situation with them or mindset or perspective. Yes? It is compounded if this is a spouse situation. Not to say this is the worst of it. It's all relative to your individual perceptions and sensibilities and everything. But for some of you, this situation is compounded because this is your spouse or a partner in some sense, or somebody that you live with, and there are children present. So you have someone who is supposed to be capable, but either they don't do enough or they're so busy they can't help these two. And that might fall to you. So in a domestic situation, you might have a husband or a wife who is away on business a lot, that old trope, or somebody who is just, working long hours, sacrificing for the family, and then you're the one who's left to rear the children. Now, that might work. That might be the type of dynamic that you initially wanted, or they initially wanted, or this is how you've adapted over time, and you're making it work. But there's something about these two pages and this one. Like there's a distance, I feel, here between the King of Wands and these pages. And the pages, again, they don't have to be little kids. These can be adults. But these two, I feel, are very similar in like they're doing their own thing. They have distinct personalities. They have distinct likes and dislikes and all that kind of stuff. These two characters, whether they be young individuals or older individuals, have very distinct personalities. And we recognize them as two different people. But they're the same in that they don't know how yet. They don't know how. They're looking to learn. And who's teaching them? And I feel, Taurus, you're like, well, I have to do it, but maybe you don't feel capable of teaching them. And so you want this person to help, or you think this person should be more involved, or this person should have some input as well. But they're kind of, again, out to lunch, or they don't want you to question the ins and outs of things, Now that's specifically for a domestic situation. It could still translate into work. You might have a manager who's older, wiser, been there on the job site way longer than you and your coworkers, or you in relationship to this person in terms of hierarchy is just always going to be, you are viewed as less than, less capable, less experienced, less mature, or less whatever. There's just like this, you go sit over there. You are relegated to the children's table is kind of the energy in a workspace. And that could, in some of your cases, for like one person, maybe, this is like a gendered thing. Like for some Taurus female, you're in a field where it's male dominated, and because you're a woman, you're less respected. Straight up. Straight up. And you're quite capable. You've been certified, you've been educated in the field, you're properly trained, all these things, but your coworkers or your boss or whoever is just like, nah. You can, if you had to go, Taurus, if you need to walk away from this, nobody would hold it against you. And it's like, bro, don't even try it. So that's like for like one person, maybe two of you, where you're in a field that is dominated by some other type of person which you are perceived not to be. Whether that be gender, whether that be age, sometimes it's a matter of, well, you're 20 something and most people on the job are like in their 40s or their 50s. And, and it's just like, well, you all started when you were 20 something. So why are you looking down on me? Whatever. So, you know what I mean? There's something here where someone is viewing you as other and you're not welcome here, or you're not ever going to be on this level. So you might as well like quit your whining and quit your barking and do the work. Interesting. Quit your whining, quit your barking, and do the work. And pages often, I suppose the downside or the shadow side in a way of pages is that they can lack confidence, or they can lack insight, or they don't have a good vision of how to, like I said that before, they don't know how. So that could be what's going on here. Again, you're in a situation, but you don't know how to get out of a situation. And again, a lot of obligation here. This is my job. This is what I went to school for. This is the only job going, or this is where I want to be, but I've got a horrible boss, or I've got horrible coworkers, This is the job I want, but it's made the more stressful because I'm the only breadwinner in the family, because at home I've got a lazy lump for a wife or a lazy lump for a husband or something like that. And here's the thing. Again, going back to the domestic space, if we have children, if you've been with me for a while, Taurus, you already know I don't have children myself. And I understand their importance in the world, but I also, significant sacrifice. That's coming through again, significant sacrifice. Now, that's not me saying, me coming back to that phrase and then, the precursor was children, that you sacrifice your children or your relation. That's not me saying that. But there is something here where maybe there's an unseen or unexplored option that you have kind of blocked out because the children are the focus. Again, don't have kids, not a child psychologist, don't have any type of expertise in the field. But what I do know, that's it. I mean, this is not it, but this is just an example. There have been tons of stories, tons of people's life experience where, I'm just going to use this as an example. This is not me saying this is your life. This is just an example, Taurus, where you have a married couple. They create a life together. They create a family together. The whole nine yards, the typical suburban lifestyle of we got married, we bought a house, we got our 2.5 kids, our dog named Fido, and all this other shit, right? That's the life. For 10 years, 5 years, 6 years, 8 years, whatever. And then eventually there's cracks in the foundation here between the two adults. And you will find some people will continue to build on that foundation even though there's a crack in it, which I assume from an engineer standpoint is not a good idea. And that's why, as someone who's on the outside and who has lived as, I'm the product of a similar situation, that sacrifice can be, well, you know what? The way the family dynamic that we kind of came into this and building upon, that isn't happening anymore. So something's got to give here. And so, like I said, there's thousands upon thousands of stories where the wife and the husband, the wife and the wife, the husband, whatever, divorce, and someone becomes a chosen single mom, single dad, because the partner is a schlub. Because the partner is a narcissist, because the partner can't keep a job. And this is not to punish the person. It's because that has to happen. Significant sacrifice. Again, this phrase that keeps coming up, because that's for the best interest of you and your dependents. And I'm going to go back to what I said before. For some of you, this is an abusive relationship. And I'll be damned if I ever co-sign on an abusive relationship staying together for the kids. No offense. Again, not a parent. So take my words with a grain of salt. But fuck all that. Because I don't understand how that works. You're going to raise children in an environment where you are the abused party, or they are abused because what? The dad brings home the money, or the school district is so great, or you don't want to bust up the family because it's going to bring disgrace to your parents and the extended family. Fuck all that. Just my opinion. I put this down a long time ago, and I was really speaking not necessarily from the tarot perspective, but just like it's life, man. Don't, you can do what you want. I just don't recommend. I really don't. But that's, again, an example. That's not even half of your guys' stories, okay? Overall message, or overall energy that you had come out was the Page of Swords. Now, this could be you in the situation, Taurus. Not calling you a child because we spoke so extensively about children earlier, but this could be you in the sense of like new information, gathering information. The Page of Swords normally gathers information. This is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Could be dealing with an air sign, but you don't have to be. So this could be you doing your due diligence, figuring out, like I said, what the best option is in the situation. How can I connect to this energy, this can-do, scrub-a-dub, roll up the sleeves and get down and dirty to get things unclogged in my life, in my family situation, in my work situation. This is the homework phase. This is studying up on how to do it, how to go about it, how to best implement whatever plans you might be thinking are best for you and yours, or for you personally. Maybe, again, you don't have children, and this is all about you all on your own trying to figure shit out. You know what I mean? I also get, for some of you, that this has to say, stay hush hush. The Page of Swords is, for some reason, they're like, some of you have to spy to get out. Whatever that means. You have to spy to get out. You have to secretly gather information before you can make a move. Or you're just simply keeping things under wrap, keeping things close to your chest, strategically, for strategic purposes. Okay? Taurus, let's get you an oracle card here. Which deck are we going to use for Taurus's oracle card? Show me. Is it this one? Yeah, okay. We're going to do the postcards from Spirit for you guys as an oracle message regarding this situation. So what's the oracle message for Taurus? What is the oracle message for Taurus? Please show me. And listen, anything I say, guys, take it with a grain of salt. I hope I'm not coming off too harshly. I do get very impassioned because I don't understand why people... I mean, I do, logically, because, I understand how people can rationalize things, but I ultimately don't see how it will benefit you. I don't know. Anyway, I apologize if anything I said was a little too harsh. No offense, Taurus. Alright, oracle message. Yeah. Oracle message for Taurus. Show me. Oh my. No. Let's try that again. Oracle message for Taurus for the month of March. In this situation, please. In this situation in the month of March. There we go. Let's see what it is. Dearest you, on Earth, humans learn about life by telling stories and creating new ones based on shared experiences. Eventually, after repeating one often enough, it becomes your main story that you use to define yourself and the world. So to get the answers you seek, you must get vulnerable and hear your story when you tell it. Ask, why do you tell it? Is it really true? What else can be true? Can you see the truth that spirit is in all things? Do you see how other stories overlap and intertwine? Spirit loves stories too. Spirit loves stories, for they are like blueprints for co-creation. So tell the one we know to be true about you. A story of courage, gratitude, and honesty. Tell an empowered story about well-being, wisdom, and grace. You will experience your world according to the story you tell about it. So make sure they're stories you're proud of. Genuine Loving Fan Club. So this is, again, postcards from Spirit. Maybe it'll focus. So if you want to pause that and read it again for yourself, feel free. But, okay. So that could be what's going on here. Some of you, for lack of a better phrase at this moment, might be suffering in silence, or you haven't really spoken about the story you want to create, about the story of your life that you want to live. Perhaps some of you are, again, not sure how to stand in that space, own that mindset, own that heart space, that ability to visualize a different life for yourselves, because you've been so conditioned and used to what you've been doing so far. Maybe your story was told to you, Taurus. Maybe your friends and your family told you, in order to be a good employee, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to say. In order to be a good husband, a good wife, these are the things you need to do, these are the things you need to say. In order to be a representative of this company, or an integral member of this family, these are the things you must do and say. You get me? So if your story has been prescribed to you, you're conditioned to think that's all you can do. And this is exactly how it's supposed to be. And I and this oracle message are here to tell you, you can rewrite your own story at any time. At any time. Okay? Taurus, that's your reading for March. If you like this reading, hit the like button. If you want to leave a comment, let me know how this resonated. Would love to read your comments. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you can see when I do uploads here on the channel, okay? Taurus, I'll be back soon with your mid-month messages. If you need anything else from me regarding your general readings, check your playlist for 2021, 2020, whatever year you want. And if you want to get at me for a personal reading, information is in the description box below, okay? Taurus, I thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.